finish these pair of moccasins here. Probably takes about 12 hours, maybe 15 hours to make. Well, I guess that's not including extracting materials. But anyway, it's a process. But something crazy here. Once again, keep saying this. These same types of topics here, and this isn't for like some kind of ego na boo boo or I told you so ever type of a mindset. Neither. It's just I'm just gonna keep politely just pointing the stuff out. But the other day I was listening to a Rob Skiba video, and he was talking about Leviticus and how I'm not sure if he said he didn't want to read it, yeah, like for some reason, and I found myself in that same dilemma where it was just like it just felt tedious, man, and just like it was like hieroglyphics kind of in a way. But he explained how it's the first thing ever taught to anyone, and there's a reason for it, because through the law you understand who's in covenant, who's not. You know, the thing about Jacob is that God says that he is a strange or a particular type of people. But there's like, he has 12 sons. So, I mean, that shows you that there's a lot of different diversity in this group of Jacob. So, I mean, when people just say the Jews, I mean, that is so ignorant, dude. That is so like 1800. No, look, people in the 1800s knew better than that. You know what I'm saying? That's just how retarded it is. But look, here's the thing. What are the Indians known for here in America? What's our holiday? It's called Thanksgiving. And it's basically a feast where, you know, basically the Indians forced the pilgrims to come sit and eat at peace with them and celebrate their feast day. And you look at these old ancient Hebrew feast days. Everything's a feast day. So the Indians, their holiday is a feast day. I mean, that doesn't ring a bell to no one. It's like, okay, I seen another video about something called, it was called the False Ark of the Covenant. And basically it was like, it was a big drum, basically, what they said. I mean, I don't know if this is true or not. But it's like a big drum with the overstretched skin. Animal skin. So it's like, if this be the truth, you know what I'm saying, that would explain the Indians why they have their drum and they sing and dance. It makes sense now to me a lot better than it did before. It was like, it's like, see, they didn't have a church. They would set up this tent, and then only certain people get to go in the tent, and then there's people outside of the tent. And it's like, I see it now. It's like there's the people in this circle, and they're drumming and singing, right? So that's the inner circle. That's where the harmonics is taking place. Now you got all these dancers going around outside these guys here, and then you have other people on the outside of the people moving in a circle here, and the people in the middle drumming. It's similar to this, man. It's like the tabernacle, the sanctuary, and then the outer, it's called like the outer court. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's a court and a doorway, and there's like an inner room, but then there's an inner room where no one else goes but the people who are supposed to be there. And that custom seems to be present in some Indian tribes. There, you know, at least what's left of some of the fragments. I mean, it's like, okay, here's what I seen in Leviticus that was just, it was like dead ringer, bang. It talked about putting bread in oil, and it's like, do this for eating. It's like, it's not like the unleavened bread. It's a different kind of bread. It's fry bread, and the Indians ate this fry bread, and it's kind of like a cultural kind of like, I don't know, man, quirk or whatnot, man. But it also, I seen it in Leviticus, and that kind of tripped me out. That it's been in there all along, and I've been hesitant to really dig in, study it really intently and intensely for some reason. And just because I listened to that video, I happened to just stumble across that. But I mean, I've already been having these like these understandings here. It's like the Potawatomi. The name means those who keep the fire. And if you know anything about, like, in the priests, they were supposed to keep this fire going all the time. It was like their whole job, man, when they weren't conducting worship or whatever, or the holy things. They're supposed to be keeping this fire. You know what I'm saying? That's present in the Indian culture and these Great Lakes tribes anyway. And the Ojibwa means drawn up, puckered up. And once again, this is also in Leviticus. It means like the priestly class is drawn up closer to God. You know what I'm saying? And it's trying to draw these 12 tribes together, and then with the Gentiles as well. He's trying to draw it all together, back in together again. That's the theme anyway. So it's pretty crazy, man. It talks about in Isaiah that he has a particular people hidden under the shadow of his hand, like a polished shaft, like a polished silver arrow. He has kept it hidden in his quiver. And it's crazy because in Hiawatha, I know it's a bad book to use as a, accurate. But it is funny to just, I'll take note again, when it talks about the peace pipe and the Great Spirit coming, the master of life, and he tells the Indians to stop fighting, it talks about hidden under the shadow of the hand. In that book, it references like almost Isaiah, like it quotes it, and it's just, I'm just saying, these things are strange, man. It's just real strange. But people don't want to, give it. They don't want to pay no attention to that, man, for some reason. But to a person like myself, it's painfully obvious once again. And also, when you see those Indians with the smoke and the feathers and stuff, smudging. I mean, that's in Leviticus as well. Or if it's not, it's in Numbers, but it talks about when something's unclean, like they used a knife for killing, like an enemy. They had to go take it to the priest, and he was supposed to take incense and the smoke from the holy things and purify it and get all the bad residual shizzle off it. And then, that once again, this is another present. But here's also, this is present, that they forgot their God, they forgot their history, and they got out of covenant, and they were led astray. You know what I'm saying? So that's all present.